Hey guys, Pop Culture Don back at you with a new video, and hopefully if everything worked out how it was supposed to this week, you'll be seeing this on Wednesday, which, as most of you that don't live under a rock um, have found out or heard, it's Back to the Future Day. And they call it Back to the Future Day because on this date, October 21st, 2015, is when Marty, Doc, and Jennifer traveled to the future from 1985 to, you know, save the kids. Basically, Marty and Jennifer's kids are messed up. Stuff happens. They need to go save them, and thus brings us the plot of Back to the Future 2, which many of you have probably seen. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't be watching this video. So, what I'm going to be doing this week is showing you my Back to the Future collection, stuff I've collected over the past probably 15-20 years, some newer, some pretty vintage stuff, just stuff that I really liked and wanted in my collection, wanted to show off to you. You're gonna see also in the next couple videos, audio might be changing, where I'm doing these videos might be changing because I'm trying to figure out the best course of action, or the best location, the best lighting, best sound, all that stuff for these videos to bring you guys the best possible production that I can. I kind of like this sitting down thing because it's a bit more casual and comfortable, which is, more my style. If I can figure out how to get posters like this one, which I got from a pretty good poster source, well, any of your pop culture or fandom, TV, even regular art, they have it. Ship it for a good price and in good condition. Anyways, if I can figure out how to get that stuff elsewhere, in my shooting location, then maybe we'll do that. And it's a bit harder to show off my shirts. This one says, "I am your density." I don't know if you can read that, but that's what it says. One of my many t-shirts that I got from online pop-up t-shirt websites or what have you. So with that, you probably see me at the end of the video again, kind of wrapping it up and telling a little bit about the next video. But for now, enjoy, and we'll see you at the end. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and start off with Back to the Future. And as most of you who know me personally know, that this is my favorite franchise in all of movies, even more than Star Wars, which I do like quite a lot. But I think the first time, I was probably 5 years old the first time I saw Back to the Future at my aunt and uncle's house, and I was just absolutely hooked. I don't know, there's just something about the movie, just the way, I don't know, it just captured my imagination that lives on today. But anyways, I figured it was a good place to start with the Back to the Future Day coming up here on the 21st of October. So this is the Back to the Future trilogy VHS box set that I actually got from Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida. Oh geez, probably I'd say over 20 years ago, or pretty close to 20 years ago. And the interesting thing about this is, at that time, this was the only way you could get the secrets of the Back to the Future trilogy, which is this VHS here. And actually, just basically a behind the scenes, special effects, interviews with the cast and crew, just kind of, I know it was shown on TV first, like on NBC or something like that, and it was actually hosted not by Michael J. Fox, which you'd think, but Kirk Cameron, and I've Lord knows why, but he hosted it. And little fun fact, Peyton Reed here, he went on to direct the most recent Marvel movie, Ant-Man, and I gotta say he did a really good job on that. So just a little, little tie-in to there. But anyways, something cool about this one too is that the top has the screen. I don't even know what you call this thing, but I know they made these. Yeah, it's a little broken. It's saying somewhere on tear, but I know they put these on VHS to prevent bootlegging and stuff like that. So that's something interesting about that. So yeah, this is, I know people don't watch these too much anymore, but I have it and I love it, and it's followed me everywhere. Little thing you can see, once MCA merged with Universal, and their logo took over. But anyways, so there's that. Next, my most recent Back to the Future purchase is these new Hot Wheels. I guess they call these the Entertainment series, and they're just, honestly, they're basic. They're pretty basic Hot Wheels, but they, there's different movie properties that they use and feature, and this one happens to be the Back to the Future, so I grabbed both of these at local Walmart for about $5, and I really like those, and they're gonna be in my collection for a while. I just thought they were cool. Next, I don't know if some of you are familiar with the company Funko, but what they've been doing lately is they've been taking old, like, Kenner action figures, the style of Kenner action figures, and making action figures for properties that never really had one, such as Back to the Future. This is reminiscent of the old Kenner logo, and Marty with his skateboard. Actually, I don't think was purple in the movie, but whatever. It's nice to have a Back to the Future action figure. Nice DeLorean on there. 14 plus. I don't know. I guess these are not, adult collectible, not a toy. So I guess when you get past a certain age, like I am, they no longer become toys. But there's you got Marty, Doc, George, and Biff. I do not have the other three because they are kind of hard to find here where I live. But I'm on the lookout. Christmas list, birthday list. Everybody that knows me, keep that in mind. And next, another die cast, but this time by Johnny Lightning. It's called the Hollywood on Wheels. This one I also got at Universal Studios in Orlando. Probably the same amount. It's been years and years. There you go. There's the Universal UPC code, $6.99 for that. But this was manufactured. When was this? Back to the Future is a trademark. Universal Studios. Makes sense. Yeah, honestly, it's been a long, pushing 20 years again, but, you can see some comparisons between this one, Johnny Lightning, and the Hot Wheels. Obviously, they're not going to be the same because they're not made by the same company, but, there you have it. This was probably my first ever Back to the Future collectible, and means quite a lot to me. I know some of my friends and some of the other collectors in our group on Facebook have different cards on the back, which is kind of cool, makes it fun to collect for. Alright, next is yet again another DeLorean. Surprise, surprise. This one actually it's a little dusty. It's on shelves. Not good at cleaning, sorry about that. But I got this for Christmas last year from my brother, and you know, it was a surprise because I didn't know he knew I was so in the Back to the Future. But this is by Welly. They make pretty good, pretty good scale versions of the cars. This is actually from the first movie, and you know, those of you that you may not be as up on your Back to the Future as some of us, you can tell because there's no Mr. Fusion back here. This one still runs on electricity, the flux capacitor. So there would be the hook that would go in here, and when Marty would drive down the middle of the street in Hill Valley 1955, lightning hit the clock, went down the wire that they had connected and into the hook and into the flux capacitor, and boom, there you go. See, some pictures from the movie. There you go. This is the tagline from the poster and from the VHS boxes. I know that. There's that. And lastly, something, a little bit of nostalgia here. Kind of goofy, but I enjoy them. My good friend Steffi B, she got me these for my birthday probably 2 years ago now. But these are the Happy Meal toys that were released in conjunction with the Back to the Future animated series that early 90s, and it was, you know, fully animated adventures, but the opening, like before the episodes would start and in between the first episode and the second episode, Christopher Lloyd would, you know, be in there as Doc Brown doing science experiments and, you know, teaching lessons and stuff like that with, believe it or not, Bill Nye the Science Guy. And that was actually kind of where Bill Nye, he gained a bit more popularity. He already had a show like in Boston and on public television, but through the Back to the Future animated series, he gained more popularity in it as an end result. Got his own show on PBS that we all know and love. Anyways, this is Vern, Doc and Clara's son, in a little bathtub go-kart thing. Not exactly sure what that is, but there you go. Back to the Future 1991. So 1991 is when the movie, at least this was copyrighted in 1994, McDonald's toy. So these came out in 1994. That's Vernon's little bathtub. You got Marty on his hoverboard that apparently, I think that's supposed to be smoke, but to me it looks like clouds. But anyways, you go 1991 and 1991. Did this other one? What did the other one say? Nope, actually I stand corrected, both 1991. That makes more sense. I was like 1994, that was a little late. That was even after Back to the Future 3. And then we've got Doc hanging out in the DeLorean, and these actually, it's supposed to spark when you drive it, but of course these are very, very old. It doesn't do that anymore. But yeah, Doc in the DeLorean. And fun fact, the guy who voiced Doc on the TV show is the same guy that voices Homer Simpson, Dan Castellaneta. So he's very good at mimicking other people's voices. He also did the voice of the genie in the Aladdin cartoon on ABC. And then we've got Einstein in the Time Train. So yeah, that's cool, little hypnotic wheels there. But yeah, so that's really the bulk of my collection of Back to the Future so far. I do have copies of the Blu-ray and copies of the DVDs. I have many copies of the movies. Looking for laser discs as well. If anybody has seen them or know where I can get them, let me know. But I think the most temporary, most permanent part of my collection that I'm not ever going to be able to get rid of. I actually have a Back to the Future tattoo, which I um, will cut to a photo of that right now. So yeah, so it's the flux capacitor, the sketch of the flux capacitor rather, um, that Doc drew when after he fell off the toilet and hit his head. So I've always thought it was cool, and I really wanted something permanent to show my love of the franchise. So I ended up with that. All right, so that's the first part of my collection. We'll go ahead and move on to the next one. So that was my Back to the Future video. Thank you for watching. And I know I rambled a little bit, and I know I wasn't super eloquent with my words, but I'm glad you stuck with it till the end here. As for the next video, it's going to be two different movies from the 80s, one from 1981, one from 1984. Again, more science fiction related, I guess. Science fiction, alien related. I'll give you that much of a hint. And I'll have that for you next week. Work full time, so I got to get these in with when I can. And right now, one video a week seems to be the easiest for me to do. So we'll hopefully go ahead and get that up probably next Tuesday. As for what else you're gonna see on here, I do have an unboxing that I would like to do for you, and that'll happen once I receive that. I'm not exactly sure the date, but I'll get it up as soon as possible. I know I have some things coming from Amazon that I would really like to unbox and show you guys, so we'll get those up as well. But as for that, just stay tuned. I hope to have some good content on here, and things that I want the things that make me happy to make you happy. So thanks for coming on this journey with me, and thank you for watching. Thank you for liking and subscribing, and if you haven't, make sure you do so down below, where I also have my Facebook and Twitter linked for you, so make sure to follow that. And as always, we'll see you next time.